Hey, this GMS Kansas City 6. If somebody else see if we on live stream on that, we should be on GMS 6. We should be live on that, bro.
Yeah, we good.
We good? Okay, there.
Yeah,
we
good.
Just pop right up, cuz. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh. Putting up brothers, apostles, a great millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel of God, living up the standard of power by Shemi Havashai, wherever they may be. With the brothers here at GMS Kansas City. Through the Spirit, man, I just want to come to you, brothers, in a quick lesson. Following the Spirit is titled Open Forum. But we want to basically go into exposing this devil, this Edomite, okay? Because the so-called Jew or the Edomite has been hiding behind our ethnicity since the time of 1948, even before then, okay? Because you had a time of what they called the Balfour Declaration, which was actually propagated before 1948. But they used political means in order to put those gutter rats in our land. But now all types of information is coming out, exposing the Edomites. You said what? Oh, okay, Salaki. Exposing the so-called white man as him being a fraud of the Bible, okay? Because he likes to assume people's identity and he likes to put them on himself because he's a vagabond and he's a fugitive, man. I can tell you in Genesis, the 4th chapter. So, brother, want to pull that Genesis, the 4th chapter. We can start off with that and we'll let the Spirit take over. Because basically, a fugitive is a person that's on a run from something. And he's on a run from his judgment and being exposed because once the world find out that Esau, Edom, has been lying and has duped the world under witchcraft and his philosophies, then, you know, the other nations, they're going to want to have his head on a platter. And he's not going to be able to hold on to the gimmick of being the heroic white man no more, you know. So, you brother got any precepts, we can let me fly.
Yeah. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 10. And he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth."
Right, fugitive and a vagabond. Now the brother went into the Hebrew word of the word vagabond. I can't recall it offhand, but basically it goes into a person that's really on the run. And he's a fugitive, like you go on a highway, and they just say if they have a billboard. Say what?
No, you good.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, but like when you go on a highway and you see these billboards of like particular wanted criminals, that's basically what Esau is. This is why everywhere around the world, the so-called Jew is not accepted, man. Okay, like you had what they call the Spanish Inquisition, which they expelled, I think, so many thousands of Jews out of the land, and a lot of them came over here to conquer the Native Americans, man, because a lot of them were pretty much fugitives and criminals, man. You know, so this is the only place that Esau Edom is respected as being a so-called Jew, so to speak. Okay, because the rest of the world, they don't respect that shit because they know the truth of it, but they're not allowed to speak out against it because they have what they call the ADL. Okay, at certain leagues and so forth that put these people in a protective class, so to speak, which shows you that they're wicked. Because if you were so righteous, why you need to be protected? You know, but
right. More on that Genesis.
I think if you can go down, I mean that's good on that, but I mean we can expound on a little bit more. But I think if you go down a verse, I think we get the point. The point you made, the point, but you go down one more verse.
Genesis 4:13. And Cain said unto the Lord Jehovah, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
Yep. So that's a future prophecy, man, because it tells you in the book of Habakkuk that basically, man, all the nations, Edom is going to be pretty much a spoil. Okay. Because this whole gimmick that this man has going on, the veil that he's covered over the people, it's been nothing but deceit. But like you got Kanye West, you even got Derrick Rose that's hopping on board with the Green with Ye. You got this dude, Kyrie Irving. Basically, he put out, I think it was from Hebrews to Negroes. He put out a documentary on that, and now they give him all type of slack on that because they basically call him anti-Semite. But how can he be anti-Semitic when he just bringing out what we were? Okay, but see, the talking points of these particular narratives are being disgraced on Esau now because the whole world is waking up. Like, wait a minute, you fucking people, you don't even fit the bill of the prophecy.
God.
You know.
Appreciate.
Come on.
Go ahead.
It's Hosea 1:10. It says, "Yet the number of children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power." You know, so that's just to back up the bro when he was saying that they got problems with us calling ourselves the chosen people. That also too is prophesied, man.
Yep.
You know, the Lord already had the script written that y'all was gonna take our identity, y'all was gonna try to flip it on us. Y'all been gaslighting us for basically 500 years, man. Hiding shit, changing things in the Renaissance era, you know. But it said in the land that we were going to be said, you're not those people. That's when we're going to be proving that we are, man. That's going to come with miracles. That's going to be coming with standards lifted up. All right. That's going to come with us being vindicated, man.
You know? Yeah. Then that Ecclesiastes or that Sirach 12 say, never trust thy enemy, for an iron rest in his soul is his wickedness.
Spirit,
so, yeah, that means eventually when you put iron in air over time, it has no choice but to, rust. That's just what it does. So the same thing with these lies that have been put on for centuries. Okay, you can cover it up and make it look shiny, but eventually people are going to question, is this really the man? Are these people really the chosen people? In which Yahweh Shai, blessed us with this knowledge to be able to declare this, man. And anybody who's ashamed of declaring this, or anybody who says that, who backtracks, the Lord got judgments for you, man, because this is the truth.
Yeah, the backslides, yeah.
That's right. I got a precept as well.
Okay.
It's the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 5 says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame." So Esau has been fully exposed, man. His skirt's been lifted up to see for exactly for what he is, which is a bitch, man. And he stole an entire heritage, an entire nationality. And now the whole world is seeing it, and it's now viral. And basically, they want to try to silence, everything that's being said on it, because the amount of people that's in power, it makes it very difficult to get this information out without them trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
Well, because they control everything. You see what I'm saying? Like, it came out and proved that they control everything, because you brothers know that Edomites make up 69.5% of crime. Jake only make up like 28%. But Esau makes up 69% of all the crimes that's committed throughout the world. Well, no, I just say in the U.S. My bad. But that's fucking more than half. But Jake is the one that's on the news for committing crime, stealing cars, kill boys. But you got Edomites doing the same thing, but they don't ever shed the light on that.
Right.
Yeah, they call it a blue collar or white collar crime. That makes it sexy. It makes it like a sexy crime and shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and you gotta realize a lot of the things too is Esau has the power over laws. So the thing that might be illegal for you, he could just make it legal for him. That don't mean he's not doing wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's so-called, legal. Like all of those opioids, that was all legal through the FDA. Like how many people did he put to death by peddling that shit,
Right.
So his wickedness goes beyond the laws that he committed under his society,
I like that new credit-based system, that CBS, that credit-based system. They said that everybody's gonna have to take the MOTB and the new jabs, but 1%. They're not gonna be held accountable for not taking it. Meaning that it's gonna be illegal for us to refuse it, but at least they can refuse it and reject it all they want. You see what I'm saying? Play ball because he controls it. The laws he writes he don't even keep them himself, man. You know.
Right.
God, I had through the spirit, I had a list I wanted to read off real quick of how many things businesses are owned by so-called Jewish people. All right, I'm gonna start at number 1 on the list: Universal Studios, ABC News, CBS News, CNN News, Columbia Pictures, DreamWorks Studios, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Washington Post, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MTV Music Television, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Comedy Central, NBC Entertainment, Reuters, The Atlantic, Disney, ABC Kids and Family, YouTube, Los Angeles Times, Discovery Network, Paramount Pictures, Facebook, Yahoo, Marvel, Hulu, Cosmopolitan, Time Incorporated, Touchstone, Associated Press, Miramax Films, HBO, Pixar, New York Post, Lucas Arts, Reader's Digest, MSNBC, DreamWorks Animation, and Comcast. All of those I just listed are all owned by Amaleks, quote unquote JEW-ish people, man. So
and you
go ahead.
And even add the shit they own. They own so much more than that.
Con.
It's way more than that.
Yeah, if I can add to that, that 10 out of the 32 NFL football teams are owned by people of Jewish heritage. So that's 1/3 of all NFL teams, and they own about a quarter of all NBA teams as well too. And that's just the people whose name who's just on the face of the organization. And there's all kind of banks and stuff behind it that, you know, you hold certain stock in certain things, and you know, all the shell corporations and shit. But basically, you see the connection. You know, it's everywhere Jake is prominent, that's where he is. All right, the music industry, NFL, NBA, and basically all of the media.
Yeah.
God. So that whole list, basically reading off, goes to show they control what is allowed to be seen or said or pushed out. If it's anything against them, they'll shut it down. You know why? Because they own the company that it's being on. Even on this platform that we're teaching from right now, which is the YouTube. You know, hey, that's why there's certain algorithms why we got to say JEW-ish. Why we can't say the full word without it being flagged, because they don't want themselves being talked about, man.
God. And if brothers don't know, the maker of Ford, Henry Ford, in every Ford vehicle sold, he published a book called The International JOO, which was exposing these devils back in the 1920s, man.
Oh yeah.
So throughout this lesson, you know, I got some quotes from the book, but the first one I'm gonna read is from the International JOO by Henry Ford. It says, "There is nothing that the international small hat fears so much as the truth, or any hint of the truth about himself or his plans."
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, brothers, back in the day, he used to put copies of those books in the Ford Model Ts.
Yeah. Every model.
Because that's how much he didn't just like write the book. He hated those people, man. He wanted everybody to know the wickedness they were up to.
Yeah, God. But they say his greatest fear is the truth, man. You see what I'm saying? Now, how much more now? Because yeah, he may have the control on the industries, but Jake has the influence. See what I'm saying? Bro, the point, okay, yeah, they may own the NFL, they may own the NBA, they may own the music, but the music don't pop if Jake's not involved in it, man.
Yep.
So with us preaching the truth, saying, you know what, y'all don't have no salt, we have all the salt, and we the real people. This is where the JOO gets nervous, man. This is where they have to go on another campaign of anti-S-ism, man.
Right.
Yeah, you got it.
I got another
Hold on. The stream kind of breaking up. Like when brothers speak, kind of like try not to talk up because it's kind of confusing to hear who want to bring out the next point. You got a precept on?
I got a point and a precept, Elder.
Okay.
Yeah. it was a comedian, a JOO comedian that said that Kanye, when they said when he was talking about his whole situation, they was like he's who's in control, because when he talked about it, he said who owns the banks, and they took his bank. They took what how much millions?
They took like 600 million.
Yeah, they took about 600 million from him. And he said also Kanye said who owns social media. And then guess what? They took his media pages.
Yep.
So these dudes are getting sloppy, and I got a precept if I could just back it up real quick.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is the counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And just going back off just how Esau is getting real, he's getting real, damn, Salaki, I forgot my words, but he's getting real sloppy with it, man. Because he can't hide this truth. He can't hide it no more.
Because the walls are closing in on him.
Yeah.
What they messed up at is when they created the internet. Like one of the elites said, one of the worst things they ever done was created the World Wide Web. Because now they can't hide their lies anymore, because all this truth that's coming out, like in Revelation, it said that the earth should help the woman. All this truth that's coming out, they don't have enough manpower to fight it, because constantly people are uploading new documents. This is the reason why they took off DuckDuckGo, DuckDuckGo. Because for a time, that particular website wasn't as censored as Google, but they start censoring the algorithms and a lot of the search brackets you put in. Now you're getting like all this alternative stuff, man. You're getting all this so-called disinformation. You know, like when you try to find these things on Google, man, it's hard for you to point them out because they filter everything. Okay. I got a quick precept of a brother on my chart. This is the book of Job 9:24. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covered the faces of the just there. If not, where and who is he? And prime example, who is the wicked according to the scriptures? Esau, Edom. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So that's by default. This Edom. And Kanye made a on that because simple fact. Hey, he said, look, he's down from billionaire status to the point he's only worth like 400 million now. Because after that whole thing with Adidas fell through, his stocks didn't plummet. So now he's only worth 400 million. But that should tell the people, wait a minute, if he's lying on these people, then how come money from him? That's why the scripture, how is the wicked, how is the things of Esau, how is his hidden things out or found out? You know?
All right. And they went on a specific campaign to drop all this shit. Salakia, y'all, sorry, you got it. Salakia.
Oh, Salakia, bro. But yeah, I was gonna say that's a good point that you made, because if he had said something directly to attack them, which would be degrading, it would make sense that they pulled out. But he really didn't. He just stated that who the real JEWs are.
Yeah. And going DEFCON, it just offends all, because he know when he made that comment, he know daggers was gonna fly at him.
Yep.
So
they're gonna go
DEFCON on somebody, that doesn't mean you're gonna attack them. That means you're pairing up for your defenses. That's what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But these people always screaming anti-S, anti-S, anti-S. But see, one thing, celebrities, you can't say what we can say. We can say fuck Amalek, man.
That's right.
We can say, and we, because they ain't the money for them doubles, man.
You breaking up, Salaki.
Right. I got a quote. If y'all brothers ain't got a precept,
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is from the same book, the International JOO. It says, damn, I just lost. Yeah, it says, controlling the world's sources of news. It says the JOO can always prepare the minds of people for their next move, which we know the next move right now is going to be the one world order. The next move is going to be pushing the C hit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Getting everybody into that group. It says the JOO can always prepare the minds of the people for their next move. The greatest exposure yet to be made is the way that the news is manufactured and the way in which the mind of whole nations is molded for a purpose.
Yeah.
It says when the powerful JOO is at last traced and his hand revealed, then comes the ready cry of persecution, and it echoes through the world press. Which, hey, ain't that what happened with Kanye?
Yeah.
Kanye said all this is controlled, man. But now they have to be the victim. They're being attacked, but they had the most hands and everything.
Yeah. But
I'm
people
reading
see,
again.
but people are seeing right through it though, because as soon as he said that, the biggest attack ever happened to him, man. You know, all of his banks got attacked, all of his deals dried up. All right. And you can just tell this is a behavior of a nervous individual. As soon as Kyrie Irving says something on a tweet, you got niggas in anti-S shirts sitting on the side of the court.
Yeah. They pop up. They pull up.
They popped up quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hey,
we ain't
Quanah, I
got
know
nobody
you
like that just pop up like that on our behalf. You say the N-word, ain't no nigga showing up in protest.
Yeah. Nobody's pulling up for that.
No.
Let me finish the quote, and you got it. It's controlling the world sources of news. The JOO can always prepare the mind of the people for the next move. The greatest exposure yet is to be made. He said the greater exposure yet to be made is the way that news is manufactured and the way in which the mind of whole nations is molded for a purpose. It says when the powerful JOO is at last traced and his hand revealed, then comes the ready cry of persecution and it echoes through the world press. The real causes of persecution, which is the oppression of the people by the financial practices of the JOO, are never given publicity.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And because most people don't realize, when you look at the last few chairmen of the Federal Reserve, you know, you had Alan Greenspan, all right, you had Ben Bernanke, Janet Yellen, now you got Jerome Powell. These are all basically Amalekites, man. You know, but nobody would even draw that connection. But these are people that are running some of the most powerful financial organizations in the world, man. You know, that gives them untold amount of power. Like corporations like BlackRock, most people don't even know about BlackRock, but they own trillions of dollars worth of assets. They're one of the largest asset holders in the world, and that's run by Larry Fink, man. Fink is another Amalekite name.
Yep.
Larry Page, you try to go Google it. He's an Amalekite.
Well, look at the Lehman and Sachs, man. Look at before Marcus and Neiman fell, those particular names. Look at the guy who owned trade centers. What was his name? Silverstein.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was what, a $99 billion something insurance policy he took out on 9/11 to knock them down.
Yep.
You know?
You got Goldman Sachs.
Goldman
Sachs
Sachs.
is another one.
Yep.
Major banks, man.
And it's right in people's faces, man, and they're not even picking up on the thing. But I got a precept real quick, Baba Kusha. This is the book of Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright." It says, "For after when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears," man. So this is his way of trying to push the narrative of screaming he's the chosen people, because now he's crying that victim shit.
Yeah.
But the nigga's out of the bag, man. You know, like we went into the whole concept of Kyrie Irving, man. They hated when he walked out on that interview, because basically they were trying to get him to say, well, yeah, what I said was anti-S, and it wasn't. You know, he wasn't going for the bullshit. He said, you know what, we're not going to do this interview. This is what it is. He didn't say that per se, but basically he wasn't piping to that tune.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Hey, it's like, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, just the buzzwords off of what Kanye said. It could be spiritual or it could be all a setup, but what Kanye said was DEFCON 4. And Brothers Through the Spirit knows that DEFCON 4 is the highest defense position or condition for America. So that means that's setting up something that's going to be very high level. So that means persecution is coming, you know, Matthew's the 10th chapter, you know, because that Kanye West is a simple ass nigga. He don't know anything about DEFCON 4, man. You know, so that was a buzzword for people, for majority, a lot of people to say like, oh shit, defense condition 4, that's the highest level to be in defense. 9/11 was at the high, it was DEFCON 4. They had niggas on lock, man. So buzzwords, and Esau's getting ready for something big, man. And a lot of people didn't pick up on that, But through the spirit we have,
Hey, that's excellent point, bro. Because that whole thing, what happened, that's gonna be a big kickback on them. That kicked them. That was a big kickback to Esau because now he got to defend it. So now he's getting ready to come after the prophet.
Right, and the thing too,
we said that this whole thing with this whole Kanye situation, I can use him because fuck him, man. He's not a man of the Lord. He's not a prophet, but the Most High used a notable man like that to put out this information. So therefore, other Jakes started to look. But that kept trying to put him back. They try to basically, how can I say it? They try to convey him over to Black Hebrew Israel. That whole black term, that was a whole buzzword there to get people to say, oh yeah, this guy's anti, because anything that's equatable black is something negative or it's COINTELPRO like. Got to be infiltrated. So when they was like, well, do you subscribe to the Black Hebrew Israelites? And if he would have said that, that would have gave them a justifiable means to target us now, which they targeting us anyway, because this whole Kanye West shit could have still been a ploy set up so they can come after the prophets, man. Because they need particular talking points on that aspect of what he was saying to make it illegal to speak out against the so-called Jew. That's why when you want to act like when Acts the 4th chapter, when they was like, you proclaim to bring this man's blood upon us, man, and they got persecuted for teaching the name of Yahweh, so they had to duck off and teach. Because if they got caught speaking the name of Yahweh, they was gonna get persecuted not only by the Romans but the scribes and the Pharisees too. We coming into those particular times, man, that people they're getting ready to start looking at us kind of weird. But the beauty part about that is you're gonna have other people that's gonna vouch for what we're saying. So you go a clashing side, so to speak. When we get hemmed up, whatever they want to do, the Lord gonna set up angels and garrisons around it. Man. You're gonna have people that's gonna stand up and say, nah, them brothers ain't like that, man. Them brothers, they teach the truth. So we gonna have to go fest on the
property. Yeah, that's a good point because if you notice, some people are supporting what he's saying. They got banners and one electrical bars going across one of them buildings saying what Kanye said about the JEWs. He was right about the JEWs. So that's going on a lot. So yeah, he does have a support system. But I had a precept as well.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to bring out. This is the book of Isaiah 29:15, and it says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and say, Who seeth us and who knoweth us?" So woe means destruction to them that's acting like that, to try to hide their counsel, try to hide what they do. For hundreds of years, nobody really knows for real how much power these people have. That's why I brought up that list and read that off. That is a massive amount of control, influence, and it's not just that. Like the author said, they own every single central bank out there, which that controls all the money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you look at if you go into mortgages, who the hell you think came up with the of a mortgage? Like when you go into investment companies or LLCs, or you go into developments. A development is basically like they have a plan, a 10-year plan to build up a particular area within 10 years, and they got to generate this amount of revenue. That's called a development. Who the hell do you think funds these development projects? And who the hell do you think signs off on the loans or signs off on these development projects and pay the architects to come survey and scour what they need? They do. Who the hell do you think write the bogus loans or the bogus contracts? They do. Like when you go into the when you got the homeowners association, okay, a lot of times, man, them way fees, it's basically Amalekites that couldn't afford that, man. Like even if you buy a house in Compton today, you read in that fine print. Technically, to this day, they're not allowed to rent to Negroes. So-called Jew came up with that.
Yeah.
Precept.
Yep. Go ahead.
This is just going back to what the brother was saying about that darkness, man. Because if you're not aware, we're gonna just tell you straight up: America's run by secret societies. America's run by groups of small people that take counsel on how to control the masses of people, man. Which, you know, that the darkness that they operate in, you know, on a grand scale keeps other people in darkness. That's why I got this Psalms 112:4. It says, "Unto the upright there ariseth light in the darkness. He is gracious and full of compassion and righteousness," man. And that's what the Most High is doing by putting this truth on a grand scale. Because if you have a sincere heart, if you of the elect, and you upright, you're gonna have that light out of darkness. You're gonna realize, okay, not only the things that Kanye is saying, but the things that the men on the highways and byways is saying is true, and that's light, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you counteract all those secret societies, all those secret councils to keep Jake down. This truth does that, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So, you got more on that?
No.
Hey, peace up. That was done in the dark should come to the light, because basically when we go back to Genesis, the 4th chapter, and it says it should come to pass that whoever should find me should basically put judgment on me, man. And we're in those times. Esau is at the very end of his rulership, so therefore now people is going to expose his ass, man. This is part of him going down. He's losing that hegemony, because the Western hegemony has been the global of the global hierarchy of the Western civilization since World War I, World War II, man. You know, because the Western hegemony had the influence around the world for the longest, and now the other nations, you got the BRICS nations, which consist of, I believe that's what is it, Brazil, Russia,
Brazil, Russia, India,
China,
America,
South Africa.
You know, and then you got Saudi Arabia and the OPEC nations that's trying to converge on BRICS, man. So they're tired of this Western hegemony bullshit. They tired of it because it's not working. Even the Russians are tired of it, and they're Edomites, man.
Yeah.
At the precept you called for.
Yep, go ahead.
This is Mark chapter 4, verse 22. "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad."
Right. So Esau, with that being said, how did you feel, or how did you not know that you was going to be exposed in a latter day? How did you know that the system and that you as the biblical Edomite would not be revealed who you are in this time? Because didn't Paul say at this time that wicked should be revealed?
Yep.
And the most till he take them out the way, roughly paraphrasing. That's in Thessalonians. My brother want to pull that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're being exposed, man. And your exposure came when the prophets came on the scene. And when the internet took off, shit, you was done, man.
Right.
Your think tanks can't outthink the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got precept real quick. This is the book of Romans 9, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 25. It says, "And as he said also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people." And who was that? That was us, man.
Jake.
That's Israelites, man. Because hey, who the hell has had the persecution that we've had as a nation, even to this fucking day? We built this shithole country up and then receive a fucking dime from it, man. But you niggas, you got schools, you got your own communities, you got your own banks, you got organizations that protect you from people for speaking out against you. Where are the scriptures that say we was gonna have this type of protection and refuge at the end before Yahweh shall come back?
Right. There ain't no persecution. Ain't no persecution with that.
Because if we had all that, what the fuck would we need to be delivered from?
That's right.
Right. They got their kingdom, man.
Yeah.
And it reads, and it says here, that was not my people in her beloved, which was not beloved. And it says, and it should come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there should they call, it says, there should they be called the children of the living God, man. And this is pretty much the only society, well, the Western societies of Esau, Edom, his 7 heads, his NATO and his EU, his kingdom. These are the only societies that don't accept us as being the true children of Israel, man. Okay, because you go to anywhere, you go to Saudi Arabia, you go to Morocco, even places in deep in China, they know who we are. Somewhere down the side, they know, like, okay, these must be the Israelites. Like, it was a video that came out back in like 2014 or something like that. It looked like she could have been like a Ishmaelite woman or something like
Ishmaelite woman,
yeah, but she was like, wait, you Jews or the black people, she said, we need you back in the
We
land.
need you. Yeah.
So, it's just you niggas, you don't know. You're not considering, man. You know? But regardless of that, hey, we're not called the children of Israel in this land. 2/3 of our own people reject the fact that the Israelites, man. You know? But it's gonna come a time when the Most High is gonna raise us up out of this pit, and people are gonna start realizing, like, wait a minute, these are the children of Israel, and that's gonna really come when a deliverance come. Because the wisdom of Solomon says, damn, we counted his life as madness. How was he numbered among the saints? And in Revelation 11, it says, behold, their enemies saw them ascended to the cloud. And that's when they're gonna be like, oh shit, these niggas was. Hey, he was so wrong, you know?
Yeah. Y'all got the Thessalonians.
Yep.
I can get it if y'all ain't got it.
Yeah, Thessalonians.
No,
I think maybe
Thessalonians.
I was holding something too.
I'm gonna read this real quick. This 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, it's verse 7. Well, let's start at 4, man. Let's start at 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And we understand what happened when that falling away happened. You know, our people got our identity stripped from us. So you see, Esau saw it as, you know, as any bitch ass nigga would do. It's an opportunity. So if the Lord taking the name off these people, we should just put it on, and we should be those people, man. That's his idea. Not only we gonna do that, we gonna cover up all the art. We gonna cover up all the history. We gonna burn all the books. Any trace of these people being those people, we gonna take it to Rome, put it in those damn catacombs. Remember, we went at camp. They said it's 26 miles of you know, storage under under Rome, man. It said, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, whoso opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship of the Most High, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
See, the point you just made, you said that he opposes all that is the Most High, or that worship the Most High.
Yep. So even his people.
Right. Yeah, because although he claims the name of Israel, and he's over there in the Holy Land, and he claims to have the names of the people of the Bible, but you really find out they believe in something called a Talmud, which is the complete polar opposite of the morals and values of that the Lord gave us, the real children of Israel, man. All kind of crazy abominations. That's what they hold fast to, man. So, but he's posing as the people of the book, though. All right, he's in the land and everything.
Well, the Talmud is nothing but basically a lot of Jewish fables of Babylonian religions going back to ancient Babylon. But in the Talmud, they got this thing. This is basically witchcraft at the end of the day. It's not a valid book, but basically, man, they believe in you can bite the foreskins off little babies. That's how you circumcise the baby. You know how, like, according to the law, you circumcise on the 8th day. They literally believe in circumcising the baby, that take the teeth and that bite off the dick of the baby, man, the foreskin. Where's that in the scriptures, man?
Right.
No. And they hide behind the law, or the Torah, which is the Torah, or which is the book of the law, the 5 books of the law. They hide behind that just to say, oh, yeah, well, we are the people. And they learn a little bit of Yiddish here and there, which Yiddish is nothing but Germanic, Slavic, and broken pieces of Hebrew. It's not a pure language at all, but nonetheless, they hide behind the 5 books of the Torah or the law to try to solidify them the people. But what cuts that bullshit is just asking when were they ever in what you call that shit, a yoke of iron? Whenever they, cargo slave.
Yeah.
And this is what this nigga Vocab Malone is always trying to say. Oh, well, how do y'all describe Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter? Well, we can break it down, but how about you break it down? But on a flip note, describe how does 1948 fit in prophecy? And if that fits prophecy, why the hell didn't Jeremiah the 2nd chapter come to pass yet? Also, why don't we have spiritual powers? Also, why isn't the Lord reigning? Also, why do you have homosexuals? It's so many ways to go with this, man.
Yeah. Too many holes, like Swiss cheese, man.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a little bit more here.
yeah. You got it, brother.
2 Thessalonians 2, verse 5, it says, remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholding that he might be revealed in his time. Going into the son of perdition, the man of sin. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, when the Lord shall consume him with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy the brightness, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So, but you peep how I say he got to be revealed first, then he gets destroyed, man.
Yeah. And then notice it already said that iniquity doeth already work, because you had Herod back in the day laying claim to being a Jew.
Yeah,
you know, he married an Israelite woman and then think he proclaimed himself as king of the Jews back in that day, man. So that whole thing was basically already starting.
God, and that's why Paul knew, like, the whole mystery of iniquity. Paul knew that the Romans were considered the Edomites.
Yeah.
He knew that the Romans. He knew that those were the Edomites, even though they barely hinted at it in the New Testament. They called them by the Romans, but Paul knew that they were Edomites because, like, you went into the whole line of the Herodians. They was basically like the line of Amalek. They was basically the Amalekites at that time. If you trace their lineage back from Herod the Great, then you got Antipater and so forth. They even, Apostle Tar even broke it down and stated that, hey, by him marrying a so-called black woman, his kids may have came out looking like Tia Tamara's, you know. That's why the Lord said, he said, hey, let the tares and the wheat grow together, man. Because you had a lot of tares among Jake at that time because of the Herodian dynasty.
Yeah,
I got a precept that goes on anything else.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. It says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Yeah. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I love thee.
And I'm gonna do more research on that, to tracing the line Herod back to Amalek. I mean, find genealogies, but you have to do some digging to solidify that point. But it just makes sense. You have what they call spiritually speculating when you're rightly dividing the word of truth, and also when you're when you're extrapolating from the precepts, man. I mean, it makes sense they would be calling themselves Jews at that time and took a stake to the priesthood if they wasn't of that particular tribe. It just makes sense because the scriptures say nothing is new under the sun. So everything that's set up from the Roman hegemony to the American dynasty, or the Roman dynasty, American hegemony, is pretty much all planned out what it did 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So, but yes,
you know how those empires work. It's basically, empires by definition are a big melting pot of people because they conquer other nations. But then you have the ruling nations like the Macedonians. We know for sure that those are Amalekites.
Yeah.
And then the Romans, basically, when you look at it, they basically took the Greeks down. You know, so even though you had a bunch of, mixed people throughout the bunch, the ruling classes, they basically took over each other and mixed together. So you would have had a lot of Amalekites among the Macedonians and amongst the nobility of Rome. Because the ruling class would be the warrior class and the rich folks, basically. And that's basically how Esau keeps his power, man. He expands his military. He keeps the military and he keeps the money, and then he just keeps rolling.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why our beef is always with the elites, man. These average Joe Schmo Edomites, even the low level Amalekites, man, fuck them, man. There's people that how do you get the money to make the Cesare Borgia, man? How do you get the money to do the churches in Europe, man, to paint all those white babies, man? The elites had that. They funded that, man.
Mm-hmm. We even during the time of the Romans, called a monarch. Monarch goes to the 1%.
Yeah, kind.
But yeah, you can read that precept again, brothers. And if y'all ain't got nothing else, man, wrap it up. If y'all
Yeah.
we can.
I wanna play that video. When we wrap it up, I'm gonna play that video. I found it with the lady saying that we are those real people. I'm gonna re-upload it because that video go way back. Esau tried to put that shit
In the back.
under everything. I had to do some searching for it, but I got it, man.
Oh shit! Hey, Gabar, shalom, bro. Y'all about your shop, Rakatah, shalom. You Akim out there on the comment board.
Yeah, shalom, everybody on the comment board.
Shalom, Yabashah Shabbat Shalom, Maki.
God. But yeah, brother, you can bring that step out again.
Kai, you want Revelation 3 and 9? Kai.
Yeah.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
God. And really, like today's term, you can compare that to the scriptures say those are Jews that are not of the synagogue of Satan, because that was really talking about ass niggas, man. Okay, you had a lot of Israelites, man, that refuted and they rejected Yahweh Shai.
Say, because that was really talking about ass niggas, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even among the Amalekites, they had another cold cut to their doctrine is the fact that they believe that the Messiah didn't come yet. So that means that we got to go through a whole falling away person. We got to go through a whole nother empire to be risen up, with the fourth beast to rise up. We got to go back in slavery. Lord got to get crucified. Like, give it up. No, bro. No, we're at the end, man. Okay, we are in the fourth beast as we speak. Roman Empire, man. The last survival of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
So all that talking about, man, you can kiss it up and you can shove it up your ass, but you done, bro. So if anybody's got any closing remarks, any precepts, man, hey, feel free to get
it. One quick one.
Okay.
Jeremiah 23 and 24. Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith the Lord Yahweh? Do I not fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord Yahweh? So that's basically the Lord saying, I see everything, man. There's nothing hidden from the Most High, and we are the Most High's men, and that wisdom is basically being imparted to us, and the Spirit is on us to basically, spirit of boldness is on us to come out and say something about it, man. Because we're in the times now where this guy's gonna be made bare, and who is we gonna be made bare by? Esau ain't gonna tell on Esau.
No, hell no.
That's right.
Shit, Henry Ford, hey, he might be a dick for that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Henry Ford, yeah. I think Tesla
was too, out there. But
Henry Ford.
We talked about that book, that International J00. He said he might be Jake for putting that book out. Because he was exposing the devils, man.
Yeah, but the whole concept but if you know about Ford, they patent his of a Jake, though. He didn't even come up with the design of Ford Motors. Another Jake did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they stole the patent off a Jake, if I'm not mistaken, from what I was going into before. The whole concept of Ford Motors, I don't think
T model.
Huh?
I believe the T model.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stolen from Jake.
Yep.
I got last precept.
Go ahead.
And then I still want to play that video at the end, that chick. But this is Luke 9 verse 23. Said, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. For what is a man advantage if he gain the world and lose himself or be cast away? For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he shall come in his own glory and in his Father's and of the holy angels. You see? Because we at war, man. You can't be ashamed of calling these people out. You can't be ashamed of proclaiming who you are, man. And a lot of these celebrities, they want to support Kanye. A lot of these rich niggas, they want to come out and say, you know what, he got a point. I've been watching videos. You know, Jake been watching videos, man.
Not Jay Prince, bitch ass.
Right. Yeah, because
You
you
know
got
what I'm saying?
Charles White, man. He going the fuck off, man.
Nigga,
Right.
He in there, that Nat Turner spirit, man.
So it's like, man, that you got to draw the line, because people seeing the way Kanye went out and they choosing the world, man. They have knowledge of their identity. They have knowledge of this truth, but they're choosing the world and they're choosing silence, man.
Yeah.
Lord gonna get you for that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick Cannon, bitch ass, man.
Yeah. Y'all got anything else? I'm gonna play that video and we can probably close it.
Yeah, God. You gonna play the video first?
Yeah, I mean, if y'all, I'm going.
Yeah. Fine, brother.
Well, full screen.
Shalom from Israel. This is Ola, the daughter of Jethro. And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. But you are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you. We need to come to prayer because you are our saviors. You're the one that was chosen by Yahweh to live on this land, not the Jewish people. It's you. You were stolen from Africa. They deceived you. They told you that you are slaves, but you actually the children of Israel. And it's time just to come back. Come for your people, come back for us, come back for the whole Gentiles, because only you can save us. So please come back to Zion.
You are our saviors, man.
That's the spirit. I got a precept to
I'm
close
getting
out.
cleaner than that,
Go
man.
ahead.
Hey, Salak, I'm sorry, but a perfect precept to close out. If y'all want to close out, is Proverbs 29 verse 2. It says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear through, the people mourn." And that's what she was feeling.
Perfect.
Finish him. It's the scriptures that go into his saviors too, and that's a perfect example of Jeremiah the 2nd chapter. When they're all going to go forth from Zion, man. It ain't going forth. The law ain't being pushed from them fucking rats over there, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're telling you that you can be a Momo, Pink City. Okay. But anyway, man, we'll close it out, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Blessings and salutations to the whole select. And with that, shalom. Lord, will you edify? Blessing, a ball, ayan habata.
Ball.
Ball.